Welcome back, everybody. Today we have another beautiful mech game in the what is becoming quickly one of the better compositions in this meta. That is the combination of Omega Buster, mech rolls, any old Divine Shield mechs, and potentially throw in anything from Baron, Kangors, get back extra Omega Busters, Deflecto bots with resets, etc, etc, etc. It's build your own win condition in the form of mechs. There are so many variants of these lines that are incredibly strong in this meta that while it might seem like, oh no, not another mech game, they're all so different in the way they play out. Mechs are incredibly flexible, and understanding the way that each of the builds works and the ways that they need to win has built up this kind of like pseudo meta game for the ways to counter mech builds at the top of the ladder. For example, one of the strongest cards in this meta right now is Crackling Cyclone, an elemental Divine Shield Wind Fury unit, because it hard counters the concept of taunting up a single mech roll and using a board full of Divine Shields to effectively reset it over and over again. If you can counter those kind of builds, typically people pivot into let's taunt up multiple minions on the board. Maybe we put an Omega Buster in position 1. How do you deal with an Omega Buster? Well, if the Omega Buster's not taunted, then you can put an Acolyte on your board, a 1-star minion, just to stop a Mega Buster from dying. If you can stop a Mega Buster from dying, you can sell off big taunts, put down an Acolyte, and have a better win condition against those kind of boards. Because they're stacking behind it all of the resets, all of the Divine Shields, all of the like Kangors to get back more Mega Busters. If you can get it so a Mega Buster doesn't die, their entire build it just implodes. It's kind of like the idea of how we stopped Exodia Pirates back in the day when people were running it with like double Eliza. You would just throw an Acolyte on your board and those pirates didn't die, so it clogged their board and then they failed their combo. It's the same kind of concept here. We can counterplay mech builds with very specific units in a lot of different ways. It's making for a really interesting meta game surrounding mechs. And hopefully, you know, this content isn't getting repetitive because mechs are going to be around for quite some time. And learning how to counter them is going to be an incredibly important part of learning this meta. Alright, enjoy. Alright, we can either bank the gold, or we can bank the roll. If we bank the roll, we get a 1-4 body. If we bank the gold, we get a 2-2 for later. I think I like this slightly better in this meta. It's more tempo for short term, and alternatively it allows us to play consistently on 2 next turn if we don't go straight to 3. And then we just do like a lower curve. Just opened Hearthstone after 2 years, have no idea what to play. Any tip for decks? Well, I imagine this is looking a little bit confusing to you considering we're not playing standard Hearthstone. And no, I have no advice for decks because this is Hearthstone Battlegrounds, which is a completely different game. I've seen worse. There's a lot of potential Divine Shields. If only there was a separate game category. Yeah, it's amazing how many times per week that happens. Somebody pops in. Now, don't get me wrong. You're more than welcome to chill and whatnot. But yeah, this is obviously not standard. This isn't your normal Hearthstone. If it's been 2 years, you're looking at the wrong game mode. There are multiple game modes that exist. It's like what Arena versus Standard back in the day. This is a whole different game. And I don't play Standard, so no idea on decks. Makes sense because I'd be confused as hell if I took a long break. Agreed. Yeah, we need this gold for next turn. So we're actually just staying on 2, then leveling, hero powering this and buying 1. I don't really want this. It's fine, but I don't value Tough Tusk as better than the next best minion on the next board. More excited for Diablo 2 or Mercs? From the standpoint of a enthusiast of Blizzard games, I'm more excited about Diablo, but I won't be playing it, and I will be playing Mercs. So as a streamer, I would say it's a one-sided thing. Would you look at that? I will play one of them and I won't play the other one is usually a pretty one-sided argument on which one I'm more excited about. So our free reroll lets us be able to buy, hero power, buy on 2 different boards next turn. Don't worry, I'll play your share of D2 for you. Now, don't get me wrong. I won't forever be a Hearthstone player. If I continue to stream, it's inevitable that you branch out because you spend so much time doing the same thing. But I have no intent to move out of Battlegrounds for now. I will try Mercenaries, but we'll see how accessible that is from a strategy standpoint as opposed to like a, call it a pay to win standpoint. If it's a grinder, it requires a lot of PvE and it's like partially pay to win, then I'm going to be out of there so fast it's ridiculous. But I'll try it. And I'm a little bit discouraged by what I saw so far with respect to that. So we'll see. We shall see. Could just be another duels. Duels? Duels? It's time to duel, dude. Yeah, duels missed the mark for me, personally. This shit. I don't want this shit. Loving this meta? Me too. Me too. So we have 3 floating gold after we level next turn. We can even roll and hero power this. So we don't actually need this floating gold. So I guess we just take the best minion, which this thing could theoretically be a bigger minion over time. Pay to win is right in the title. It's Mercenaries. We'll see. We shall see. I'm not going to be judgmental about it until I see the actual systems in play. No reason to be a Doomsayer. We just got rid of a Doomsayer. We don't need to bring in a new one. Yeah, I agree, Jedion. I'm loving the meta. There's a lot of fun things to do. We got a lot of things to try over time. Who knows what we'll be doing in a week? Who knows what's going to be the strongest comps? It feels like, you know, mechs are a little bit ahead of everything else to me. Damn. Could you just, like, not do this to me? Alright. Thankfully, we get the tie. That was a coin flip for the win for him. Happy Mutinous is playable again? Did that many people think Mutinous wasn't playable? Now, I don't think Mutinous was nearly as good as he was before, but he was definitely playable. Alright, well, I'm just going to take the Light Fang, because stats are stats. Now, you're not the first person to say that, Bearded Ronin. Which is what makes me think it's interesting as a comment. Because if it was just you, if it was just you, then, you know, I just let that go. A lot of people didn't like Mutinous in last meta, huh? Just kept getting 6th. I thought it was fine because it was a power leveler. Because you either play Beast lobbies and you just go to 5, or you play Demon lobbies and it gave you Jeef Curve to be able to be healthy and have stats on the board and go to 3. I wouldn't say it was a top 10 hero in either lobby, but it was like a mid-tier 2 hero, regardless. Like, I'd much rather play the consistent triplers. Dude's got gems. Gems for days. This one right here. This one needs to die. You just got to give clear instructions to the Micro Mummy. He'll help. You just got to tell him what to do. Good job, Micro Mummy. How did we still manage to low roll that fight after the perfect first hit? What is this shit? It's unreal how consistent we are at hitting the spat on it 4 times. All right, whatever. I'm gonna take the blood gem. Just gonna throw the stats out here. This thing's a 5/3 I can consume next turn, and we can consider going to 5. It's also kind of a bumper. Elementals has not tripled on 4. We may not even need a bumper. I'd like to hide this stuff back if I could. It's my favorite. I'm biased. Mutinous main. But yeah, I like Mutinous too. Fun hero. And it was definitely weaker before than it was. Like, it was really good when it was introduced, and it got stronger over time, and it got weaker in that last, like, 3-week meta, and then it's gotten better again. So I agree with all of it. All of that. Simply, I didn't think it was weak. It was, just not up to the caliber that it was in previous metas. 5 to 12, huh? Wasn't Brand setting up a Murloc transition better than Lightfang? Why would we ever go Murlocs? We have Divine Shields on the board and we're Mutinous. Lightfang is just littering the board with 4/4, 6/6, whatever a turn. Showing beasts? That's scary. But we can only take 15 here, so it might be time to go to 5. Cool. I'd like to consume this soon enough. But we're going to take that cool bore. Probably the worst hit, because we want to leave it on the board for the scaling. And unfortunately, it's just not going to do anything. Yeah, there's no real reason why we'd ever go for Murlocs. Did you see some go condition that was like we had a Primal Fin? But a Primal Fin to take a brand that requires you to play Battle Cries. Because I feel like Menagerie still sucks at the moment. Do you see Menagerie on our board? Like, Lightfang is giving us 6/6 a turn, and we're consuming the minions that it's giving stats to. So those stats are going on permanent minions. We're just mechs this game. Like, this is just a different way of looking at mechs. We can consume this next turn. You put tribes on the board, that's fine. Otherwise, we really want to go find ourselves Deflecto. We really want to find ourselves Greasebot. The best hit in the game is Mechrel. Groundshaker would be very solid. Anoia Module would be very solid. So you ask yourself, why did you go to 5? Because Mechrel's a card. Lightfang's a card. Mechs with extra steps. I mean, it's taking advantage of scaling. We are giving ourselves free stats every turn. Those are stats we wouldn't get otherwise. Like, nobody would do this if they weren't Mutinous, right? But it's really good because we're Mutinous. Nice snipe on the bird. That was solid. Solid bird snipe. Also, those Leapfrogger buffs suck. Look at how little they are. They're pathetic. They're weak froggers. They're pathetic. Nice Leapfrogger. We saw a Leapfrogger won a game yesterday in our lobby. But he's not there yet, right? Incremental stats are probably fine to buy still. There's one of the minions we're looking for. One more board available. Arm's pretty good. Naturally. Also, Puppbot is a playable card. Best hit? I mean, it's a good hit. We like the Divine Shield here, but we can also move these stats to something else over the course of the game. Like, I'd much rather have Mech roll offered on a board than a Noia module. But yeah, Light Fang being the best hit there, yeah, like, I get what you're saying. I jumped on the best hit being modules in the shop. I misinterpreted it at first. Dude, if my Light Fang wasn't big, it wouldn't just one-shot this Amalgadon. Like, the foresight is insane. Look how smart this spit was. Look how good it was. So strong. Kappa. Never should have doubted, agreed. Seems good. Seems good too. The problem is we're only 3 tribes. 1, 2, 3 Divine Shields per turn. But stats are stats, right? We can either sit still for a turn. We can consume the arm. There's not a lot of indication that big attack is that necessary in this lobby. It's a Groundshaker board. This one it could be. These are Death Rattle Beast. The only one that's really a big deal is Cthulhu. So big attack's not that important. If we sit still, we just milk the blood gems for another turn, then we cycle Agam through. It's 6/3/3 buffs to 3 different or 6/1/1 buffs to 3 different units. It's pretty good. Dude, another Frogger? You gotta be like this? Can we snipe the Baron, please? A little bit unfortunate on the hit. A little, you might say. Good news is that we take small damage. We lose, but we lose small. We're just small losers. Could have gotten that. That would be great, but not the end of the world. Now it's a question of Agam versus Groundshaker, and Groundshaker seems a lot better. close. Can't buy it, but... It's shocking how much better Groundshaker is there. I know, right? So good. Not to mention we're fighting somebody that's going to be inherently just a huge stat board, right? Alright, don't runner this thing. Thank you. Close. He almost had us. That's a cool mech roll. Like, how many stats did we get off of Lightfang in this game? Like, 30? Somewhere in that range? Can we sell it at the end like this? We didn't have to go into... Yeah, figures. We didn't have to go into Menagerie to make it work. The Buster. It's also a Myexna. Are either of those board upgrades? I mean, yeah, one of them is a board upgrade. One of them is an easy board upgrade over Gemsplitter, but we need Gemsplitter to win next round. Ribbit. 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 He did hit all ribbits, which is nice for him, but... They are all backloaded, which is kind of nice for us. There isn't enough death rattle here. Maybe there is, because all the frogs, right? Oh, nice. We hit the second one. Alright, does he get there? That's the last unit on the board. Weak hit there. Good hit there. Alright, we're good. We Gucci. Nice. Yeah, like, look at that board. It's a reasonable Leapfrogger board, and it's nothing compared to us. No Baron? True. But it's a decent enough board. And he's just nowhere close. Alright, so we're gonna sub this in for the Gemsplitter at the end of the fight, or the end of the turn. We could even consider Baron if we saw it. There's a module. Put Divine Shield on this up front. Definitely, right? Good job, Gemsplitter. I'm proud of you. Boo. One, none, none, none. A Gemsplitter? Ever level here? Probably not. Anything at stats. Like, he's at 5, right? Like, there's no reason for us to level for damage. I'd rather look for things like Baron and whatnot. No bump there. No bump there. Terrible hit. Terrible hit. Uh-oh. 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 That was a nice hit. That was a good hit too. That was terrible. Why is this round so close? Alright, we can't win 70%ers and now we don't have damage for the next one. Kind of par for the course for the day, huh? Feels bad. Because we don't have the attack anymore because we sold the Gemsplitter to go all in on the round. Is Zap good? No. Malgadon? Myexna? I mean, that's cool, but it's not going to make the board here. No, I'm not going to freeze for it. Alright, we're gonna get this to go off twice, then the Selfless to shield the board again. If the Mechrol's still alive, we probably win by that point, because then everything reshields the Mechrol. Classic Sleepy. Too bad. Got harder after that round, though, because, you know, we don't have attack anymore. Do not snipe my Mechrol. Could you please hit a shield? Thank you. At least there's that. Unbelievable, man. Yay, we're the best. Never mind. Believable, man. Believable. We did it. The Mechrol lived. Believable. Unbelievable, man. I was gonna say, if we lose that one again, just one of those days, 70%er into 50%er. Hey, we did it. We consumed enough copium. Yeah, that was scary. After we didn't win the round by full, you know, we full sent with selling the Groundshaker. The gem generation, the Gemsplitter. But we hit the Baron, and the Baron's a saving grace, right? We just get this to die, and then he hits a couple shields, and then this thing reshields the entire board. And then it's every attack in, resets the Deflecto, or the little shit, whatever its name is. The Mechrol. We just needed the Mechrol to live that long. Him going first and then hitting the other unit.